Hi, friends. It's Joe Mitchell of ActivateYourGreatness.com. And I am here with the 10-Minute Educator. Are you ready? This is Hack It Up Friday, and we're going to review some hacks. And I love that word, and I love the idea of what is it that is going to really make something happen and make it happen in the easiest way. That's what we're looking for. So today, so we've been talking. This is actually like the last 10-minute educator of the month. We've been talking all month about productivity and goal setting. And particularly this last week, we've been talking about New Year's resolutions because most people are facing stuff with their New Year's resolutions right around now. So this is a time to review a few hacks. And I think you'll enjoy them. You just want to, as usual, you want to figure out how you can apply this. Always ask yourself, how can you apply this? Because we're just taking a really small amount of time, and what we're doing is we're going into something with some real intention to apply it. So let's talk about making those resolutions stick. Now, I have this thing which is very, very cool. And it is something that I found online, and I am going to put the whole thing into the comments so that you can have this infographic for yourself. It's really important that you look through it because I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now. As you see, it's called the Science and Hacks for Making the New Year's Resolutions, the Science and Hacks for Making Them Stick. We're just going to talk about the hacks. We're not going to talk about the science. But if you look through this thing, they've got a ton of statistics, how confident people are, what are the top 10 New Year's resolutions for 2020. We're in 2021, but they all apply, of course. It's not a different thing. And then we've got the history of it, Christianity. So now today, it's a little bit different than church, right? We're popping champagne bottles, and we're making ourselves better. And the interesting thing is, only 8% achieve their goals. Okay, so we're gonna keep rocking. Okay, so here are the hacks. Okay, this is the stuff that I really want to get to. Okay, so what I want you to do is to think about your New Year's resolution, and if you don't have one, this is a good time to set a New Year's resolution, and it's very, very easy, and we're going to talk about it right now. So the first hack is set a limited amount of resolutions, even just one. So if you just set one, okay, and one of the things that I set for myself is that every day that in my business, I'm going to reach out to 2 prospective clients, either by email or text or by phone. That's my in every work day, I'm going to do that. That's part of my work. I'm going to block out the time. Okay. So the first thing is you just limit the amount of resolutions. You can have more than one. You don't have to have just one, but limit them so that you have a focus. The idea is that you want to focus. Second thing is be specific. Okay. It's not like I want to lose weight. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Okay, so it's better and here it says it's better to set small, achievable goals and build your progress than to set some high, lofty goal of I'm going to reach 10 people every day and not be able to do it. Next hack, make the goal trackable to monitor progress. So in the case of me, who is reaching out to 2 people per workday, what I do is I have a spreadsheet, and I have the date listed, and then I have the number of people and the names of the people. so that we can, so that it really makes it easy for me to look to see, well, how am I doing with my promise? So once you have your goal, think about how could you monitor it? How could you keep track of it in a way that you can see your progress on a daily or a weekly basis? So that's a really important thing. And then here's another one, which is really great. Make the goal obvious with a vision board. Now, there are a couple of other things that you can do. Is you can also do a little affirmation. You can like create an affirmation statement here. And like that's what I've done. I've written it down and I write it down. I type it out. I write it down sometimes. I post it in my bedroom, in my bathroom, in my office. Or you could just do a nice vision board that is very, very obvious and, says exactly what you're up to. And it's good to not only have the goal of whatever the amount of money you want to make, but also have like a practical goal of actions daily or actions weekly or something where you are not just dreaming about a certain amount of money or creating a certain thing in your life. It's more about action. So that's pretty good, right? This is good stuff, right? And then the last thing that I want to talk about is build in a social support system. So if you're trying to quit a habit, it's so important to get a social system together. You can, there's so many online now, and you can post on social media, you can get a virtual coach, you can there's all kinds of accountability apps that you can make promises. There's all kinds of things that you can do to really make yourself accountable to others, which is going to really help you to achieve your goal. So let's just review. I don't want to give you too many hacks here. So let's just talk about it, okay? Make the resolution specific. Make it just have a number, 1 or 2, maybe 3 at the very most. But I'd really suggest that you, especially if you're having any trouble with it, that you focus on 1. Make it very specific. Have all of the details there. Make it and then track it. Track your progress. And then make it obvious so that you're seeing this many times a day. You're thinking about this many times a day. And if you only have 1, you can think about it regularly. You can think about it on a very many times a day, and then build a social support system. So with friends and family, online, however you do it, get social support. So those are the hacks for keeping your New Year's resolutions. Now, what are you going to apply? Just think about what could you apply? What would be the best thing to apply? What's that thing that you're afraid of? The thing that you don't want to do? And of course, we can tap on that. I don't want, of course, tapping, I'm a tapping expert, okay? And one of the things that you want to do when you're tapping is you tap on the negative to release the negative. So maybe it's like, I just don't want to. I don't want to make a social promise. I don't want to put it out. I don't want to put it out to my friends. That's this is the social thing is a really risky thing. I don't want to put it out to my friends. I don't want to put it out to my friends because that's too risky. And you've seen me do tapping many times if you've been here before, and if not, just check out some of my videos. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel too if you want to see all of these things organized in a very, by month, because we have a theme every month. And next month we're moving into February, and we're going to talk about planning and support. So we're going to go into this whole support system quite in depth, and the whole idea of planning and how you get things done. How do you get it done? So that's what we're up to. So thank you so much for watching. I'm also a best-selling author. I've written a book called The Art of Joyful Achieving, and you can get 2 free chapters of it by going to my website, or you can get you can get the actual paperback on Amazon. And I also give a lot of free stuff out, so go to my website, and that's a really good place to get it. So apply, apply, apply. Thank you so much for watching. This is Joe Mitchell, activateyourgreatness.com. Thanks so much for watching.